Hi guys, this is Pranjali J here and welcome back to What the Binge. So What the Binge is the channel where I talk to you about certain shows, movies and documentaries and tell you if they are worth your binge or not. So guys, today is the third video in my dark playlist, and if you haven't watched the first two videos in my dark playlist, make sure you go to my playlist and watch them. So guys, I'm so happy because Dark season 3 is out and I really loved the season. I love season 3 and there were some things that I finally understood in season 3. I was finally able to connect all the dots, and those are the details that I am going to talk to you about today. So today's video is about the intricate details that you might have missed about Dark, and once you watch season 3 you will finally be able to look at the full circle, and that is what I'm going to do today. So without any further ado, let's get into the first detail that you might have missed about Dark. So in season 3 we got to know that everything in the alternate world is an exact mirror image of whatever it is in the prime world. This includes the layout of the rooms, the layout of the roads and the city generally. But that is not the only thing which is the exact mirror image, or you can say the exact opposite in the alternate world. Okay, so right now we are going to talk about the difference between the prime Martha and the alternate Martha. So in the beginning of the show, in season 1 episode 1, when the Nielsen family is introduced, we see that everybody over there, the Nielsen family, they're having breakfast, and Martha is the only person who's not sitting at the dining table that time. She is apparently on a hunger strike to end hunger in children, and she refuses to eat when Katharina offers her some breakfast. On the other hand, Mikkel is sitting there at the dining table. He has breakfast, and Ulrich and Katharina and Magnus are also present there. So if we compare this particular scene from the same scene which happened in season 3, which was about the alternate world, we can see that in the alternate world, the alternate Martha is the only person eating at the dining table. We don't see Magnus eating here, and neither do we see Mikkel having food. We don't see him having a single bite. So this proves to us that the alternate Martha is very different from the Martha in our prime world, and the layout of the buildings and the layout of the rooms is not just the only opposite that we will find in this world. The nature and the personality of our different characters is also very different. And yes, let's move on to the second detail. So the second detail that I'm about to tell you is a very intricate detail, and this just proves how deep Dark can actually go. And this is a detail which was really trivial, so I feel like most of you might have missed this detail. So let's get into that. In season 1, we see that the pathologist who is investigating about the Mads Nielsen's case tells Charlotte that Mads died possibly due to an intense rotational force in his ear, which can be compared to a centrifuge. She also said that there was a lot of ear damage, and also his inner ear canal has been damaged. Now, if you look at her statement, if you look at this particular thing that she said, when she talked about the intense centrifugal force or the rotational force, and if you compare one of the songs that Eric was listening to when he died, you can actually be able to connect the dots. So when Eric was in the bunker from 86 and he was about to be killed, he hears this particular song, and these are the lyrics of this song. So this song talks about something spinning right round, and according to me, I think this is the reason why Mads and Eric died, because their inner ear canals were rotating in a weird way, because the pathologist also talks about some tiny grains being in the ears, and Mads' ear grains were nowhere they were supposed to be. So maybe this song is talking about that particular damage. And yes guys, so this was a very difficult thing to connect. What do you think about this particular detail? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay guys, so let's get into the third detail. So the third detail is the one about Mikkel, and this is one of the most interesting details that I have noticed about the show. So since the beginning of the show, since the beginning of season 1, we got to know that Mikkel is a huge fan of magic tricks, and that is one of his favorite things to do in his free time, and he is also a huge fan of the magician Houdini. But guys, what if I tell you that Mikkel's magic tricks are not just his magic tricks, but they are the representation of what his life is about to be in the future. So guys, in episode 1, season 1, we see that Mikkel is performing a magic trick at his dining table, and he places one token underneath one cup, and there are two cups present in front of him. Later, he magically moves that token from one cup to another, and when his father Ulrich asks him this question, that how did you do this, he tells his father that it is not about how he did it, but about when he did it. So this is actually the representation of Mikkel's life in the future, and this is about his disappearance, which is going to happen soon. He is actually talking about his disappearance from 2019. We all know that it's not about how he disappeared, but it's about when he disappeared. Okay guys, so the fourth detail is about Mikkel's father, that is Ulrich. So in season 1 episode 3, we see a particular detail that is on Ulrich's wall. So he has this particular sticker which says no future. We can also see that particular logo in the season 3 when Katharina from 2019 goes to meet Ulrich in 1986. He meets the younger version of Ulrich, and his jacket has the exact same logo which says no future. And if you look at this particular logo, and if you look at Ulrich's life, we see that this particular logo is also a representation of what Ulrich's life is going to be. We see that in the prime world, Ulrich goes back to the year 1953 and he gets stuck in jail over there, and he never gets out. Also in the alternate world, Ulrich travels back to the year 1986 and he gets killed over there. So in both of these worlds, Ulrich has no future, and that is exactly what this logo on the wall and his jacket wanted to tell us. Yes guys, so that was a very interesting detail, isn't it? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this particular detail, and let's move on to the next one. Okay guys, so the fifth detail which I'm about to tell you is about something that happened in season 2, which makes a full circle in season 3. So in season 2 episode 6, we see that Bartosz and Magnus, they are pranking Martha when they are swimming in a lake. They tell Martha about the story of a woman who drowned in that particular lake, and later they also prank her by pulling her down in the lake. Okay guys, so this particular scene makes a full circle when we get to know that Katharina is the woman who died in that particular lake, and she is actually Martha's mother. So this makes a full circle, and this is such an interesting fact to know. And at that time when Bartosz and Magnus were pranking Martha, they had no clue that it is their own mother who died in that particular lake. And later when we get to know about this particular detail, it is just mind-blowing. Okay guys, so that is it for the detail number 5. Let's move on to the 6th detail. Okay guys, so the 6th detail is a very interesting fact about Dark. The name H.G. Tannhaus is an allusion to the name of the author H.G. Wells, who actually wrote the book known as The Time Machine, and he was the person who coined the term The Time Machine in 1895. I found out about this detail and I thought that I must share this detail with you guys in this video, and yes, that is the reason why I did it. And yes guys, let's move on to the next detail. In season 1 episode 3, we see that Hannah asks Ulrich a particular question about what he would wish for if the world were to end tonight. Ulrich answers this particular question by saying a very famous dialogue, and he says that he would wish for a world without Wendell. We see the same question being asked by Regina in the original world in season 3, and Katharina again answers this question by giving the same answer. She too wishes for a world without Wendell. According to me, the reason why both of these answers and these questions are similar is because there are still certain links left between the three worlds even after the apocalypse. In the final scene in season 3, we also see Hannah staring at a particular yellow jacket, which again proves to us that there are still some connections between all of the three worlds, and the apocalypse hasn't ended all the links between the three worlds. Yes guys, so that was my observation. What do you think about this particular detail? Let me know down in the comment section below. So the next detail is about the significance of the apple in Dark. So guys, in season 1, season 2 and season 3, the title songs of Dark, they all had an apple, and we also see the unknown eating an apple towards the end of season 3 when he's killing Bernd Doppler. So according to me, this particular scene and the names Adam and Eva have a connection. I feel like Adam and Eva had a forbidden fruit which came to be the unknown, and that is the reason why they were punished in the whole show and they were stuck in the endless loop of time. I feel like the name Adam and Eva, that is the religious significance that they have in this show. And what do you think about this particular detail guys? I really feel like this is true. And yes, without any further ado, let's move on to the last detail. The last detail is about H.G. Tannhauser's son and daughter-in-law. So if you know their names are Marek and Sonia. And I feel like these two names have a connection with Martha and Jonas. And I feel like they are the anagrams of Martha and Jonas's names. So if you rearrange the letters in Sonia, you can get Jonas. And if you actually replace two letters in Marek, you can get Martha. So I feel like Marek and Sonia are the symbolic representation of Jonas and Martha from the prime world and the alternate world, and that is the reason why I feel like the three worlds are still connected. There are still some links left between the three worlds even after the apocalypse. And yes guys, with this my video has come to an end. So that was the third video on my dark playlist, and if you haven't watched the first two videos, please go to my dark playlist and watch them. Do you have any video suggestions for me? Please let me know down in the comment section below and I will make those videos for you. Also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for notifications. I will see you soon in my next video guys. Bye.